Reports monitored across Nigeria have proved beyond all doubt that Nigerians of voting age totaling 82,702,000 who will be armed with the PVC are ready to defy the hardship caused by the Naira swap policy, with the attendant cash squeeze forced on Nigerians, in addition to the biting fuel scarcity, to demonstrate their franchise and choose their preferred candidate among 18 who are jostling for the country's most prized office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Independent National Electoral Commission, headed by Professor Mahmood Yakubu, have distributed sensitive materials for the voting exercise to all parts of the country and the places where the 2023 presidential and National Assembly election will hold on Saturday, 25th February 2023. According to the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ali Baba, who leads the other security agencies to provide watertight security in all nooks and crannies of Nigeria during the election, over 420,000 police personnel have been deployed across the country for the exercise. According to INEC, voting starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 2:30 p.m., and polling units' results will be uploaded in good time. INEC has assured Nigerians of a free, transparent, and credible election. Of the 18 candidates seeking the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 4 are considered front-runners from whom the next President of Nigeria will emerge. These are Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC presidential candidate; former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, PDP presidential candidate; Senator Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso, NNPP presidential candidate; and Mr. Peter Obi, Labour Party presidential candidate. The 2023 presidential election is projected to be too close to call for many reasons. Voters will be faced with considerations such as ethnicity, religion, generational clamor, mostly propagated by the youths, who constitute a very big chunk of the voting population in the 2023 presidential election. Competence, track record, and experience which all the 4 frontrunners possess will come in handy along the way. It certainly could be anybody's game at the end of the day, because they have all traversed all parts of the country, north, south, east, and west, to market their manifestos to Nigerians, who indeed will have the final say with their votes. The constitutional requirement for an outright winner in the presidential election is for the winner to have majority votes and win in 24 states and the FCT. If no clear winner emerges at the first ballot, there will be a runoff between the 2 candidates following each other. The 2023 presidential election has generated a lot of interest and attention among Nigerians, both at home and in the diaspora, and indeed friends of Nigeria from all parts of the world, because of Nigeria's significance to Africa and the world. In fact, the 2023 presidential election has attracted the largest number ever of observers, made up of 5 past presidents and heads of states of African countries, the European Commission, and the Commonwealth of Nations, led by the Secretary General. The United States, the United Kingdom, and other genuine friends of Nigeria have demonstrated more than a passing interest in the successful outcome of Nigeria's 2023 presidential election. They have all admonished Nigerians to shun violence, thuggery, and other untoward attitudes that might dent the democratic credentials of Nigeria among the civilized world, to make it a very peaceful exercise. The security outfits, the police, military, and other agencies must remain neutral, keeping strictly to providing security of lives and property before, during, and after the elections.
I want to encourage political parties to respect that only the INEC has the constitutional authority to announce the results and to ensure that their supporters refrain from disseminating fake news, misinformation, disinformation, and avoid statements that will incite violence after the result of the election must have been announced. Similarly, I urge all political parties, their presidential candidates, and indeed all Nigerians to avoid the temptation of weaponizing the use of posts that are not credible to cause confusion in the polity. On behalf of the National Peace Committee, I urge all stakeholders to understand this event has the potential of setting a positive trajectory in our journey to a peaceful and more democratized Nigeria.
The Commission is committed to free, fair, and credible elections in compliance with the electoral legal framework and the letter and spirit of the Peace Accord. All political parties and candidates are hereby reassured of the Commission's neutrality. INEC is not a political party. We have no candidate in the election. Our allegiance is to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and our loyalty is to Nigerians. Therefore, Nigerians should feel confident that their votes will count.
We are appealing to all political actors to stretch their sword and borrow a leaf from Mr. President to allow the election to hold in a peaceful and credible manner. We are therefore calling on the political actors to call on their teaming supporters to conduct themselves in a peaceful manner, devoid of rancor, and anything capable of jeopardizing the peaceful conduct of the 2023 general election. Lastly, we are not praying to witness another Orubebe incident here. However, if this is to occur, I implore Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to behave like Professor Tairu Jega, who had handled the situation in a professional manner. Finally, it is our prayer that contestants will emulate former President Goodluck Jonathan by accepting defeat.
More than ever, the unity and stability of the country depend on you. The world is watching, and Nigerians are hopeful for a peaceful process and expect each vote to count. Democracy is under threat in Africa and across the globe. In 2015, Nigeria set the example for Africa and the world with a peaceful transition of power from one civilian administration to another. As the largest democracy on the continent, it is our hope that Nigeria will continue to lead by example and send a strong message to the world by further consolidating its democracy through a credible, transparent, and peaceful election.
Because you are Nigeria, in these uncertain times, stability through change and transition is vital for you, for Africa, and for the entire democratic world. Governing a country of such scale, dynamism, and diversity takes enormous courage, skill, and heart. And I applaud all the leaders who take the pledge today. Leadership comes with a solemn responsibility because the office of the president is a sacred trust. It is a promise each of you is making before the people you strive to serve, to put your country above yourself, to unify Nigeria for a new generation of Nigerians who can be proud of their land and thrive in it. It is a heavy burden, but this is your moment to enhance Nigeria's democracy, to show that we can live with love and respect for each other, even when we disagree. This great nation has given Africa, the Commonwealth, and the world so much, and the hour has come again to show who you are. what you care about, and what you strive for. The eyes of more than 210 million proud and hopeful Nigerians, the eyes of 1.3 billion Africans, and the 2.5 billion people in the Commonwealth, all of their eyes are on you. It is a hopeful gaze, a loving gaze, a confident gaze. Tafawa Balewa's dream at the outset of your independence envisioned a land where all our communities live together in peace and harmony.
We have worked so hard to ensure that we pass on a legacy of free, fair, credible, safe, and peaceful elections. We will continue to act with neutrality and allow the rule of law to take precedence over political expediency. We have demonstrated that with off-cycle elections in Edo, Ondo, Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun states, we allowed Nigerians to decide who should govern them. We are committed to this legacy in this administration. I want to assure INEC, the security agencies, and all relevant institutions saddled with the responsibility of conducting the elections of this administration continuous support. I ask you to be firm and courageous and to abide by the laws and the constitutional provisions in conducting the elections.
As we end our special report on Nigeria's 2023 presidential and National Assembly election and look forward to the governorship and House of Assembly elections slated for 11th of March 2023, exactly 2 weeks from now, we appeal to INEC to make the process of accreditation of journalists and observers very seamless with less hassles, as was witnessed this time around. We honestly hope that the arrest made by the police in Rivers State of a House of Representatives member with over $5,000 and the man caught in Lagos with over 34 million naira in new notes, ostensibly meant for vote buying, will serve as a strong signal by the security agencies to both the voters and the INEC officials, and indeed the security personnel themselves, that all eyes are on them, and anyone who runs foul of the law will be arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. Stay tuned to Biscontv 24 hours for our reports on Nigeria's presidential and National Assembly election. However, whoever predicts the winner of the election correctly before the final results are publicly announced will get a special present from BISCON Communications. So hurry, send your answers by WhatsApp message to these telephone numbers: 080-2357-0075, 080-3390-1756, and 080-2615-457. Let me repeat the numbers again. Send your answers by WhatsApp message to these telephone numbers: 080-2357-0075, 080-3390-1756, and 080-2615-4574. Best of luck.